Sedatives?
No effect. This thing wants to be born.
Your time has come.
Mothra, as we like to call her.
Mothra.
What is up, all my kaiju friends and fans? This is Phil, the Kaiju King from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. In this video, I'm doing a double review on a double dip on a newly released deforeal, the Mothra 2019 from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Here she is in all her glory. I got the RIC last week from their US RIC site, X Plus site, and then I got the standard here from Hobby Search just Monday. How did I get that? Of course, with the shipping fiasco, I went ahead and paid the extra for the DHL because it was actually only like $19 and some change to get her. At least for me, I'm in Ohio, so it was only, so I went ahead and paid that. It wasn't that dramatic of a difference. I recently paid for my Godzilla 93, and it's like $100 and something to ship it DHL. So he'll probably set for a while, along with my Star Ace Lycan and my deforeal Godzilla 99 and Orga. They're all setting because it's just to me it's too expensive, but that was worth it. And the King Caesar was only like $9 and something, the standard. So I went ahead and paid for those. So I would suggest if anyone's got the Mothra or the King Caesar on pre-order from Hobby Search, check out the DHL option because it might be worth it for you to go ahead and do that on those because they're smaller boxes. I guess that's why. The bigger the box, the price just skyrockets apparently. So it's crazy. But these are really nice figures. Of course, Mothra from 2019. For me, you know, Godzilla is Godzilla, and they did good on Godzilla, they did good on Ghidorah. This was the kaiju I thought they could really mess up the most, was Mothra, but they did the exact opposite. I thought they captured it beautifully. From her roar to her look and design, they really, really captured Mothra 2019 from that film really well. I thought they really orchestrated her rather well because in my view they could have really screwed her up easily, but they did honor to the character and the kaiju, and their design was phenomenal along with the other three designs. Knocked it out of the park. But this is the one that they could have really screwed up my eyes, but they didn't, and I'm glad they didn't. These two figures are great. They're awesome. They're great. Nicely done. Of course, the RIC has the blue essence on the wings and on the body. You'll see it on the body as well, but on both sides of the wings and on the body. Very nicely done with the blue app representing her luminescence from the movie, one of her powers, her god rays and all that. But it's nicely done. It's a bigger figure. I mean, it's of course probably the tallest one because it's in flight mode and her wings are big, so she even overpowers Rodan as far as being height and everything. But it's really a kind of a big figure. If you look at its wingspan and everything, it's pretty impressive. I can only imagine what the 25 centimeters going to be. The 25 centimeter, I would almost want her in that attack mode when she was swooping down and Rodan attacked her. Her wings were kind of back and she was swooping down. That's kind of what I would want in Mothra from the 25 centimeter. But these are nicely done figures. And this paint app on the RIC is cool. The nice blue everywhere. Everything's predominantly blue. She even has blue tones in the paint app on her skin. Very nicely done. Her legs and front legs are nicely done. Her mandible and her mouth is open. This is the difference from the standard. The standard, there's two differences I've seen. The standard, the mouth is closed. The mandibles are closed. On the RIC, the mouth is open, the mandibles are open like she's in attack mode. Kind of, I guess. But it's nicely done, nice capture of her and her glory and her power mode. Her stinger is nice and long. That is the other difference. The standard, there is no prominent stinger sticking out like on the RIC. It's just the little butt of the stinger barely sticking out. If you look at them, that is the two differences. The mouth and the stinger on the standard are different from the RIC. So there are some differences in the sculpt. Those are the only two minor differences I've seen. But they're nicely done, nice capture, nice paint app on this. I thought this is really nice, but then I got the standard, and if you look at this thing, the paint job is really good on the standard. I'm actually more impressed with the standard than the RIC, because the RIC portrays the luminescence of the Mothra and her powers in the movie. I don't know, you know, it would have been cool to light up on this thing, somehow light up the wings and stuff. That would have been really awesome, but I'm sure that would be rather impossible. Maybe they should have made it translucent vinyl. It's not, best I can tell. But the paint app on this standard is amazing. Look at how vibrant the color of the wings are, and the yellow and the whites and the browns. Really nice. Really nicely done. Of course, her body, predominantly brown in color. Really nice. Like I said, her legs and everything captured. Big blue eyes on both figures. Really cool. Her big antennae on her head are almost feather-like, and they're pretty long. They go back. It's pretty cool. They are different, the antennas, at least on mine. The ones on the RIC are more laid back and straight to the back, and more back closer to her head, and the ones on the standard are more up in the air and kind of wider. So to me, I think that's just part of the depiction of her in the sculpts in the movies. And in this mode, she was kind of in attack mode in the movie, so to me that makes sense why her antenna are more laid back and closer to her head, like she's in attack mode, while the antenna on the standard are more upright, a little bit more upright, more wider, spread out and away from her head. So you can see that there. Definitely the antenna are in a different position, but it's pretty cool. Both of them are really nicely done. But the paint app on the wings of the standard, it shocked me how, not to me, it looks fantastic. And the blue luminescence figure on the RIC is cool. I think it could have been a little brighter, in my opinion, just to somehow make it more brighter like the movie, but I don't know how they would have done that. Make them, like I said, maybe make the vinyl translucent with the blue. Light would have projected it better, maybe. But they're both great figures. Like I said, the slight differences, the stinger and the mouth on the standard are different from the RIC. I'm glad I double dipped on these, by the way. I'm really glad I did. They're really nice. The biggest gripe I can say is this stand, the way it works. If you can see this, she's kind of wobbly on there. She doesn't really sit on there right. I mean, she sits on there, but to my standard, sits on there a lot better. And I've tried fidgeting with it, and I don't know, I think it's just the way it's done. They could have probably figured something out a little better. Maybe they should have had a contraption that, see how it leans? It just doesn't quite sit on there right. I'm scared of her falling off, so when I put her on my shelf, on my deforeal shelf upstairs, I'll be making sure she's not near the edge. I'm afraid they'll fall. But like I said, if you look at the standard, it's more on there right. But the RIC, it's kind of leaning there a little bit. And I've tried to mess with it, and that's the way it is. So it's kind of scary when you pay $150 or whatever for something like that, and you don't want it to fall off your shelf, you know. But they're really nice figures. I would highly recommend it to, if you love that movie especially, you know, and you like Mothra, these are a no-brainer. Alright, let's do a quick size comparison, and why not bring up the whole crew from the movie? Let's do it right now. Alright everyone, I'm back. Here they are, the whole crew in the film. Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and of course Godzilla. The whole fabulous crew of Toho legendary creatures here. Great stuff. This line is really awesome. It must be, I've said this numerous times, but it really must be a great seller for X Plus and a good profit, because they keep pounding these things out, man. They're bringing along so many characters other than Godzilla rather quickly with Mothra and Rodan and King Ghidorah and King Caesar and Destroya, Orga. I mean, my goodness, yeah. I mean, it's great to see, in my opinion. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't into these, but they're great. They have great accuracies, especially with the head sculpt, because the heads are pronounced. They don't take up a lot of space. They're not as expensive as the bigger lines, so they are a great thing to collect, especially if you've got a space concern, because they don't eat up a lot of space, that's for sure. They are really cool though. Alright, I will close my video here and I'm closing comments. Let's move on to that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back. Mothra, deforeal, X Plus, deforeal series Mothra 2019, double dip. I would suggest it double dip. I am a little leery of how they did this stand. I know some other people in the X Plus group have mentioned it. It is kind of disheartening to see it leaning like that. I've messed with it, and that's the way it sets. So I hope she stays like that. They probably could have done something a little better, in my opinion, but it looks good like that though. I like the way they tried to pull it off. It's just the RIC here's got to lean, the standard not so much, but she's leaning back, boys. But it's a great figure. I highly recommend it. If y'all are waiting on it, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Especially this, look at the paint, how these colors pop. They pop on that standard. They really did a nice job on that paint app on the standard. And the blue on the RIC really captures her. It's just, I think it should have been brighter maybe. That's my only thing about it. But as far as the paint, it looks great. Nicely done, X Plus, once again. Alright everybody, I want to thank everyone that tunes into my channel and supports my channel. I hope everyone's doing good out there, staying safe, wearing your mask like they want us to do. I do that now. We've been out a few times and ate out finally, eventually, here recently, and you have to wear your mask and all that, and that's fine, you know. I don't have a problem with it. We gotta all try to live and go on and be safe and take care of each other, and it's the best we can do. I will bring the camera forth, people. Take a closer look at these. I want to thank everybody that tunes in and supports my channel. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati, and you all have a very blessed, wonderful day, and I will see you again right away with the King Caesar review. Talk to you later.